While exploring Australia, I've had the opportunity to eat at many restaurants, cafes and takeaway shops, especially on the New South Wales South Coast. Now, when you think of a road trip, what Australian culinary delight springs straight to mind? That's right, pies!
Meat pies are synonymous with trips to the South Coast, particularly in winter. It's a Canberra tradition, up there alongside fish and chips at Batemans Bay. But where to stop en route to the coast to get your pie fix? Who makes the best, and what recommendations can this Yowie Man make? I'll have my trusty knife and fork, plus a bottle of tomato sauce, as we hit the road to check out 8 of the recommended best. So come with me as we see what awaits in the gastronomic world of pies. We will first head through the Southern Highlands before descending through Kangaroo Valley. Entering the picturesque Shoalhaven Coast, we will then head to Batemans Bay before returning homeward via the township of Braidwood for some tasty Tablelands pie. But first, we start our meaty adventure in a little township called Robertson. Robertson is located on the edge of the Ulladulla escarpment, about 35 kilometres from the south coast. With a population of just over 1,000, it was once known for its cheese production. However,
this is Robertson's Big Potato, arguably the most underwhelming of all Australia's big things. It was built back in the 1970s by a local potato farmer, and it looks just like a giant shit. This is the famous Robertson Pie Shop, and you can tell it's famous because it says so, right here. All right, let's do this. Incidentally, for all those film buffs out there, Robertson is also the place where the Australian movie Babe was filmed back in 1995. Do you remember that cute little pig? Right, now allow me to introduce my pie chart. I'll be rating each pie based on 3 main categories: crust, filling and value for money. The pie with the overall highest score will then be adjudged the champion pie, and they will receive a special limited edition, only one made, Tim the Yowie Man the Series A4 commemorative plaque. Okay, for the Robertson pie. Crust was a bit flaky. Filling, a little bit too much gravy for my liking. Value for money at $5.20, not too bad. Overall score, 20 out of 30. A good start.
moving towards the coast, and one pie down, we come across the historic old Barrengarry Store, claimed to be home to the world's best pies.
A bold claim indeed, and one I'm about to test. Set amongst green pastures grazed by cows so fat, you'd think all they'd done for the last 9 months was feast on pies. This very nice, quaint country store exudes that old country charm. However, I'm here for one reason and one reason only. Great crust, hearty filling, but a bit pricey at $6.90. It's doing well.
Just 5 minutes down the road from Barrengarry is the hamlet of Kangaroo Valley, an irresistible magnet for day trippers in search of a country village experience. However, it's not the country experience that we seek, but more pies!
Although Southern Pies might be a recent addition, Kangaroo Valley itself has changed very little over the last 130 years or so. Testimony to this is the historic Hampton Bridge. It's one of Australia's oldest suspension bridges and it still marks the entrance to this village. Did you know that just before it was finished in 1898, the old bridge was washed away by floods? Oh, and if you're also touring in the area, don't forget to check out Fitzroy Falls. Just a few kilometres up the road and absolutely magnificent after heavy rain. Hang on, you're not my normal sign holder?
3 pies down, and I've already had to loosen my belt. However, the day is young. Let the pie quest continue! Our next pie takes us to the coast and into the township of Nowra, around 160 kilometres south of Sydney. Our entrant here is one for the books, holding a 2012 record for serving up Australia's best plain pie. With expectations high on my taste buds, it's my turn to check out the East Nowra Bakery.
No pressure. Can I at least have a salad with one of these? No. Okay, judging the East Nowra pie. Crust, pretty good. Filling, beautiful. Great meat, great seasoning. Value, at $4.30, it's the cheapest by a mile. We have a new leader. So full. Oh. Oh, g'day viewers. Locals around here tell me there's only one way to start the day, and that's with a Hayden's pie from Ulladulla. So I'm going to give it a go. Hey, are you awake? No. Okay. Let's rate this pie. Very nice crust. Very nice crust. Filling, very spicy. A nice spicy. Value for money, $4.70, about middle of the road. So it comes out the same as Kangaroo Valley. A good breakfast for champions.
5 pies down and back on the road, we find ourselves heading south on the Princes Highway towards the historic village of Milton, founded in 1860. And if my senses don't desert me, I reckon we'll find a pie somewhere on the main street.
Yep, this is it.
Milton's Heritage Bakery, a wooden 2-storey landmark building which takes pride of place in the centre of town, is strangely decorated inside with a giant pike on the wall. However, it's the pie that counts, and I'm here to test it.
Apparently, the coastal strip of the Milton-Ulladulla district was observed by Captain James Cook as he sailed up the east coast of Australia towards Botany Bay back in 1770. Cook named the nearby prominent peak the Pigeon House Mountain. And I can confirm that there is no truth to the rumour that he was tempted to name it the Pie House Mountain. Nope, none at all. 6 pies down No duds yet, all strong contenders. But it ain't over until the fat lady sings. Ooh, I bet she had a few pies in her day.
Batemans Bay is situated on the shores of an estuary formed where the Clyde River meets the Tasman Sea. Indeed, as it is the closest seaside town to the national capital, during summer and public holiday periods, one would think that half of Canberra's population is down here as well.
But before we get to the bay, there's one little entrant whose pies are renowned for their quality and charm, but whose name is not well known. East Lynne is a small, semi-rural area located just to the north of Batemans Bay on the busy Princess Highway, the main road linking the town centres along the south coast of New South Wales. Apparently, this roadside bakery has pies which are irresistible.
Somebody's already beaten me to it.
One local was so addicted to the pies here that when he landed a job on an oil rig in Bass Strait, he had eskies chock full of pies sent over to his remote workplace. Although this is now a fuel station, it has also been a bakery for the last 100 years. Think about that. Over a century of expertise in pie making. Okay, so the crust, pretty similar to the other pies. The filling, fantastic. On par with East Nowra, but we got that little piece of information out of the chef here that the pies here have a secret ingredient, chocolate in them. I'm going to give him an extra half for that. Value, pretty good value for money, particularly for a fuel stop. If my maths is correct, I think we have a new leader. Interestingly, despite the attention this topic has received, sources have failed to nominate an appropriate candidate for Batemans Bay. But before this tasty adventure finishes, we have time for one more stop to make. Braidwood sits in the New South Wales Southern Tablelands, straddling the busy Kings Highway linking Canberra to Batemans Bay. Its heritage-listed streetscape has been the backdrop of many feature films, including Mick Jagger's Ned Kelly back in 1970. I bet Mick didn't mind the odd pie or two. But it's also a very popular spot for hungry travellers, for just behind me is the town's excellent bakery.
Right, here we go.
The current population of Braidwood is a little over 1,000 people, but back in 1851, at the start of the gold rush, the population swelled to almost 10,000 just in this district. That's food for thought. Or should that be pies for thought? Well, here we are. I've eaten some magnificent pies and visited some beautiful locations. And I have to say, every single pie was worthy of a winner. However, in the true champion competition, there can only be one winner. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, pie connoisseurs of the world, the champion pie is East Lynne! I'm Tim the Yowie Man. Thanks for watching.